All right, UFC 283 is this Saturday, and I'm here to do a predictions, betting picks, whatever you want to call it, video. I spent the better part of yesterday watching as many fights as I could back. There were some of these fights I really didn't need to go back and watch for because I kind of already had in my mind who I figured was going to win. But some of the lesser known guys, I had to go back and watch some of their stuff. So we're going to start from the very bottom of the card, work our way up, and I'm going to give my reasons as to why I think who I pick is going to win. And yeah, so let's get going because this probably will take a bit. It's a longer fight card. But first, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Like the video. I don't care. You can talk bad about me in the comments. You do whatever you want. Just subscribe, please. So, anyways, okay, let's get going. Simon Oliveira versus Daniel Marcos. I have to go with Daniel Marcos in this one. I was watching both their fights yesterday, and I actually wrote a bunch of notes on my phone, and then I ended up stopping writing notes because I could have written an essay on each guy. It took too long, but Simon Oliveira, this dude jumps guillotine more than Dustin Poirier, which is like a really bad habit when you're fighting UFC level competition. It didn't even work against his contender series opponent. And while he looked good in his contender series, like his striking, that is, looked good. And I know he's a good grappler too. Don't get me wrong. The reason why he jumps guillotine so many times is because he has 7 finishes by guillotine, if I'm not mistaken. It's just too much, and I don't think he's got much room for improvement. And not to say that like any martial artist can't improve past a certain point, but at his age, I think we're kind of looking at like a finished product. In terms of being a professional fighter whom competes. I think Daniel Marcos has the size advantage. He's like 3 inches taller, looks a bit thicker. In his contender series fight, I was extremely impressed watching that fight. I can't remember what that dude's name was that he was fighting, but he's good. He's also a tank who just did not want to be put away. And I remember I was like, how has this guy not gone out? But Daniel Marcos is pretty defensively sound on the feet as well. He checks a lot of kicks. And he's the younger guy. So in terms of improvement, like from their last time out, I would imagine we see a bigger jump in improvement from Daniel Marcos than we do from Simon Oliveira. And yeah, I think if there's, some crazy scrambles that go on, Simon Oliveira might be able to snatch up a guillotine or something like that, but Daniel Marcos does not jump guillotine. So, if there is grappling initiated by Simon Marcos, I would imagine that Daniel Marcos addresses it right away and gets back to range. So I'm going to go Daniel Marcos here. I don't know if he'll get a finish, but yeah. Okay. Josiane Nunes versus Zara Farn. I don't know how to say this chick's name, but I have to go with Josiane Nunes because she hits like a dude. Straight up. She hits like a dude. She starches chicks. And if this lady was not a featherweight, she wouldn't be in the UFC, I wouldn't reckon, because look at her record. She's 6-4, my guy. That's like, we're creeping up on Angela Hill territory. And I don't know like how Angela Hill is still in the UFC, if I'm being honest, but she looks good in certain fights, but we're not talking about her right now. But the records are just reflective of each other. Like, if this lady was at bantamweight, maybe she'd make it in the UFC. just because there's bantamweight's really not that good, except for like, nah, it's really not that good. I was gonna say except for like the top three, but it's really like just Amanda Nunes and Holly Holmes, I guess, back when she was a little younger. And well, there's some chicks coming up, I guess, to be fair. But regardless, I think Josiane Nunes probably gets a KO here. I don't see Zara Farn being too much of a problem. She's a lot bigger. Holy shit. 6 inches and 5 inches in reach. I still think she's going to get clipped. So, yeah. That's a big... This is going to look funny when they're fighting. But anyways, we're going to go up now to Warley Alves versus Nicholas Dalby. This is a tricky one. And I've only got one reason for picking the way that I did. If we look at the level of competition, firstly, Warley Alves has a lot more understandable L's on his record, and he also has a W that you would never expect. Like, this guy choked out Colby Covington, right, which is insane. Now, the reason why I'm picking him is not just because of that. Well, it's not even because of that. It's that he either finishes you or he's getting finished. Like, this dude... And he doesn't just finish. Look, he's got a wide variety, but only 27% by decision. But he can sub you, he can KO you. This dude, like, I love when I gotta research dudes. I love guys like Terrence McKinney because I'll go to watch their entire fight catalog and it takes me 10 minutes. Well, not their entire fight catalog, but all of the more recent UFC fights, right? Like, it took me 10 minutes to watch Terrence McKinney's Fight Pass fights. And I had to go looking for the one that he lost because they try to not put it on his playlist to hype up. But even if you look at the average fight time, when Dalby does get a finish, it's later in the fight, almost at the end of the fight. That means that he mostly gets decisions, and he's gotten like a finish that brings down his average fight time a little bit here. I think Warley Alves either gets the first round KO or gets a first round sub after hurting Nicholas Dalby. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And we're going to go on. This is a tricky fight to pick. Very tricky fight to pick. If I'm being honest, okay, nothing's going to load because apparently they have no stats on Ismail Bonfim or Terrence McKinney because they're newcomers, fairly newcomers. I think Ismail's actually been fighting really good competition outside the UFC and LFA. Him and his brother are both very good. Terrence McKinney is very tricky and awkward for a lot of guys. I see this going the way that the Drew Dober fight went, but without those big knees from Terrence McKinney. I don't know if Ismail Bonfim is going to be there to get hit by those giant knees. I think Drew Dober was kind of stunned by them, if we're being honest. And Ismail's got that fight to watch back during training and know, okay, well, he's going to throw some crazy shit up the middle. But Ismail Bonfim is a lot more defensive than Drew Dober, because Drew Dober's a fucking maniac and we love him for it. But he almost got absolutely finished in that fight. But this dude, this is a tricky one. Like, Terrence McKinney could get a KO in the first. If this fight goes past 2 minutes, Ismail Bonfim wins. If this fight is not more than 2 minutes long, Terrence McKinney got the job done then. And, okay. That makes perfect sense, right? But, yeah. Damn, dude. This is a tricky one. I'm going to go with Bonfim here. I think the Brazilian crowd's going to hype him up to a level beyond belief. In his Contender Series fight, the only times he really got hit And dude, the dude who he fought in his Contender Series fight has honestly been better than all of Terrence McKinney's UFC opponents except for Drew Dober. And he might even be technically better than Drew Dober. Drew Dober's just a fucking savage. And he apparently loves knocking out black dudes. I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna say anything more about that, but Drew Dober knocks out a lot of black dudes, so I gotta go with well, I don't got to. It was a hard decision, but I'm going to go with Ismail Bonfim here. I think maybe second, third round KO. Like, you know, his opponent, if he was fighting anybody else at the Contender Series, he would have gotten a first round KO. Or yeah, at least a KO. Like, that dude was a fucking... That was nuts. All right, moving up. This one... Now, I know Cody Stamann's had a rough few last fights. But, well, he's fighting a shadow person, so there's no point looking up any statistics. Luan Lacerda versus Cody Stamann. I don't know who's the underdog in this fight. Clearly, I can't see. And also, the UFC got this wrong on many occasions on their last card. When I was looking at their website, so I don't know if I can even go by them. Like, this guy's record's definitely not 0-0-0, but he's a shadow person, so nobody cares about him. I have to go with Cody Stamann here. Like, level of competition, dude. Cody Stamann's fought legit dudes, and yeah, I mean, it's okay to get finished by Said Nurmagomedov. Like, he's had a rough go of it. Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on this one. I just think Cody Stamann will probably be able to get his takedowns when he wants to and grind out a probably decision victory. All right, moving on. This was another tricky one to pick, man. I really like watching this Monir Lezez guy fight. He is, like, as his nickname suggests, you know, sniper. He gets a lot of KOs. And the problem is that Gabriel Bonfim fights like a bit of a maniac at times. In his Dana White Contender Series fight, he fought like a maniac. And I have a feeling that if he was fighting a guy like Monir Lezez, he probably would have taken a few more shots than he really did. He did take some big shots, though, and he seemed fine. And he got the submission. Sorry, Jesus, I just fucking stroked out there. I don't know what happened. Yeah, and I think he's probably gonna be able to do that here. He's a big boy. He hits hard, so like he's gonna make this dude respect him. And I mean, this guy's had in his last UFC fight that I watched. The guy wasn't really pressuring him a whole lot, and I don't think that he was the best, like, you know, level of competition he could be fighting, so it was probably a good fight to make Monir Lezez look good. Now, Lezez is a big dude. Oh, they're both the same height? Okay, well, never fucking mind then. He's got a bit of a reach advantage on him. I think that both Bonfim brothers are going to get it done. I think this dude's probably going to get a sub. I don't know what round. Fuck, maybe first. He is a maniac. Like, he just wants to go. 13-0, dude, versus 11. Like, yeah, he's making his debut, but this is not. This ain't like, you know, just some scrub. This ain't Chris Montinho making his debut against Sean O'Malley. This is a good matchup, but I think Gabriel Bonfim's gonna get this one done. All right. I mean, the odds could pick this one for you. This dude's 41, guy. This dude looks like he's 41, but I think he's 30 because he does, you know, all of the steroids. But in terms of weight, he's a smaller heavyweight, but the dude just ragdolls people. It doesn't seem to matter much. He's probably going to run out there and get a submission in the first round, honestly. Gelton Almeida. I literally was thinking, like, this guy must be at the end of his career. And then I looked him up. And he was 30. I'm pretty sure. I think I'm right there. But my guy looks like 45. Like, if he grew a bit of a beard, you might even think that Jailton Almeida's older than Shamil Abdurakhmanov. But yeah, I think Jailton Almeida's going to get this one done. Same way he's been getting it done. First round subs. Probably. Fairly quickly. You know, rear naked choke or something. Alright. Dude, Thiago Moises versus Michele Zale Costa. I don't know if it was just one website, but I swear more people are picking Costa. Or at least the odds. I don't know what the odds are, but Thiago Moises, dude, this poor guy, not literally, but you know, he's underrated because if you look at the guys this dude's fought, I mean, Jesus. Let's take a quick look, because I know that we've got some. He's lost to Islam. He's lost to, like, fuck, I can't remember. There was a bunch of dudes where I was like, God damn, dude, he's not had an easy go of it. Like, his losses are totally understandable, completely understandable, and make his record look, you know, not as good as it could. But like Joel Alvarez, who's a big lightweight, TKO elbow, no pro, okay. Islam Makhachev, submission, rear naked choke, okay. Damir Ismagulov, he lost to Benil Dariush. Like, the guys that he loses to. And then the other ones were early in his career. Benil Dariush, Damir Ismagulov, Islam Makhachev. Just those three dudes right there. Like, jeez, dude. Like, Damir Ismagulov's good. Really good. Benil Dariush is one of the best in the lightweight division, hands down. And Islam's obviously the champion, so, you know, he ain't losing to scrubs. And this dude does not have that same level of competition. I think Thiago Moises is going to be able to get a submission in this one as well. I don't know what round or how long it'll take him, but I figure he gets it done. And moving on. Dude, if this is actually what the odds are, these people are fucking nuts. Alright, that's fine. We're not going to expand for me. How you giving this dude a 2-1 favorite? Whoops, on short notice against this guy. Again, another guy I went, wow. You know, they're giving another 40-year-old to some young gun. Not the case. Not the case at all. Gregory Rodriguez, maybe he's the one who was 30. I don't remember. But he was, again, a lot younger than I thought he was. That cut that he got in his last fight against, who was that? That hit him with that goddamn knee, dude. Jeez, that was a nuts fight. And that fight was, I was watching fights, both these guys' fights, obviously, doing research, and as soon as I saw that fight, I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy, why do they think that this dude's gonna get it done? Yeah, he finished a dude on the Contender Series. I mean, Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm not even going to pretend to say that guy's name. I saw it last night. Dude, the guy KO'd Julian Marquez, Jun Young Park. Like, I think he's definitely, he lost to Armin Petrosyan, which is also, again, like another understandable loss. Bruno Fajeda's pretty new. You know, I don't even know if he's had an actual fight in the UFC that wasn't Contender Series. So I'm going to have to go with RoboCop here, dude, because by savagery. Like, he's probably going to get a KO in the first round, because this dude likes to fancy himself a fucking... You know, I'm going to go out there and get first round KO, but you ain't doing that against RoboCop, so... Yeah. Gregory Rodriguez, probably by first round KO. Mauricio Shogun Huevo versus Ihor Potieria. Bro. This is a sad one. I wish I could pick Shogun. I wish I could. I really do. he's looked very fucking horrible in his last few fights. He's slow. It's like the brain isn't, you know, communicating quickly enough for his body to do the movement that he knows he wants to do. Because, his body doesn't react the same anymore. He's taken a lot of damage. You know, he used to fight in pride, dude. Like, this guy's long in the tooth. And it's super unfortunate that the UFC does shit like this, honestly, man. Because, fuck, they're in Brazil. Give Shogun, like, you know, some other old fuck who's on his way out in the light heavyweight division. They're not short of him. So, I'm going to have to go with Ihor Potieria. Though, you know, he's not the best up-and-comer that could have gotten this fight. Which maybe that's why the UFC did it. Maybe they're like, well, let's give him a chance. Maybe he'll win and make the Brazilian crowd go crazy on his way out. But the crowd will go crazy regardless because everybody loves Shogun and they're in Brazil. Homeboy's younger. He'll be faster. Probably stronger. You know, bigger, faster, stronger. And I don't know by what method this might even be a decision just because Shogun's a vet that knows how to survive. But I would imagine... Not I would imagine, bro. I'm picking. Need some conviction here. I'm picking Ihor Potieria. Moving on. Main card. All right. I'm getting better. I'm moving a little bit quicker. Not really. Okay. Paul Craig, Johnny Walker. Jesus Christ, dude. This is another tricky one. If this was anybody besides Paul Craig, I would probably pick anybody besides that against Johnny Walker. And, man, I want to pick Paul Craig. I don't know why. You know, he's got, like, no stand-up. Hold on one second. He's got, like, no stand-up whatsoever. Whereas Johnny Walker's got some. You know, KO'd Mika Shurkanov, he's KO'd some dudes. But he's also a fucking meme. And if you touch him on his chin, he goes flying backwards like you just fucking kicked like you front kicked a toddler. You know? So that's why, it's tricky. It's tricky, man. I don't, after watching, like, Johnny Walker's last few performances, I'm like, no... I don't think I can pick him ever again, you know. And I feel like Paul Craig is good at finding ways back from getting hurt. Like, is he not the guy who dislocated Jamal Hill's elbow or whatever? Was that not Paul Craig? Bro, I'm going with Paul Craig. Fuck it. I know Johnny Walker's probably got better grappling than Jamal Hill, but he's got less power, I would imagine, unless he throws some crazy shit, like a fucking huge flying knee or something. Fuck, man. You know, I might come back closer to fight day and swap up my pick, but I'm gonna go with the fucking dude who fertilizes his beard with pussy juice. Because that's how I like to do it as well. So, he's good shit. All right, moving on. Lauren Murphy and Jessica Andrade. Jesus. Do I even need I say more? I'm going to go with Jessica Andrade. Because look at them. You got Jessica. And then you've got her versus, like, what looks to be a 40-year-old crackhead that put some makeup on for the party that she was going to in the trailer park. You know, I live in a town with some of those. So, Look at that. Lauren Murphy gets more wins by KO than Jessica Andrade. Are we being serious? I mean, Caitlin Chukagian is probably like the best women's flyweight that isn't Valentina, or maybe that Tyler Santos chick, but up until we saw what Santos did against Valentina, I mean, Chukagian was beating everybody. She's been like the Robert Whittaker of the flyweight division, although it's much easier to do that than it would be the middleweight division. And Jessica Andrade just fucked her up like she was nothing. So, Jessica Andrade, maybe not by first round KO, maybe by second, maybe by first. I don't know. But Jessica for sure. Andrade. This fight's fucked up. If these are really the odds, I got no idea what the fuck people are on. Dude, Neil Magny can, he's a gangster, dude. He was willing to fight Hamzat. A lot of people don't like Neil Magny or Magny or, dude, I'm doing it. Okay, I gotta explain that now. Me and my brother, played a lot of Pokemon, dude. How can you say Magny when you've been saying Magby for years? He's the fucking first form of, he's the first form of Magmar. Dude, I mean, he got a split decision win over Max Griffin. If I'm not mistaken, he got subbed by fucking RDA. He did too. And Gilbert Burns, I mean, this might be a lot like that. He lost to Michael Chiesa, lost to Shavkat, lost to Ponzinibbio, lost to RDA. I have a feeling this could look like the RDA fight. That's what I was thinking yesterday. But I don't understand why it's, if those are really the odds. The UFC again has been off a few times, but almost a 4-1 favorite. What the fuck, dude? This could be one where like Buddy's throwing just picking them from the outside. I don't think Gilbert will let that happen though, but you never know. So I'm gonna pick Gilbert Burns, maybe by second round of submission or something like that. Maybe after hurting Neil Magny, after forcing the action a bit. Not letting him stay at range and pick him apart with teep kicks and fucking jabs and straight rights and whatnot. Alright. Co-main event, flyweight title bout. Davidson Figueiredo versus Brandon Moreno. I'm going to have to go with Brandon Moreno on this one. I think technique-wise, what the fuck, dude? Technique-wise, Brandon Moreno, I think, is much better on the feet. I think Davidson Figueiredo just hits hard. And I think the older that he gets and the harder that the weight cuts become, it's gonna be less and less so. The hard hits are gonna be far and fewer in between. And Brandon Moreno looked phenomenal against Kai Kara France. That performance was fucking incredible. And I could see him finding some body shots on Figueiredo that will not go over well due to, again, the hard weight cut. So, and it seems as though the first fight that they had, I think Figueiredo would have won had he not gotten the point deduction. I think he would have, right? On the scorecards mathematically. And that's fair. He did better in that fight. But then Moreno comes out and fucking finishes him. What was it, in the second round? I don't remember. It was pretty quick, though. Much different fight. And then in the third one, Brandon Moreno wins the majority of the fights, and then kind of Robbie Lawler, Carlos Condit type shit. Figueiredo would hurt him to steal rounds, or the Rory McDonald one might be a better example, but it's just he just found moments where he was able to, snag enough rounds that he won his belt back. It was a fine decision, but I don't think that that's going to happen this time. I think Brandon Moreno could maybe even get the finish with starting it off with another body kick. Because that kick was slick, dude. And Kai France is a fucking dog who does not cut as much weight as Davidson Figueiredo. So, if he catches Figueiredo with a body kick like that, Figgy, as much as he'll put on a very good poker face, like, that might have, that might have been something Kai France wanted to invest into besides the toughness, was a good poker face, because it was pretty fucking obvious that he was hurt, right? Which I know is hard to do, is keep a poker face after you just got kicked in the liver, but yeah, man, we'll see. I mean, I could see it going to a decision, or I could see Moreno getting a finish. If he gets a finish, I reckon it would be early on, because if he gives... Well, no, I shouldn't say that. Fuck. I don't know, man. I'm not even going to pick a method on this one. I just know I'm going to go with Brandon Moreno to win that shit. I hope he found himself a good camp to train at after the James Krause situation, because that was really unfortunate, man, and that would be pretty shitty getting, like, just fuck, you gotta change so much of your life, because it's not just about where he trains. It's like who his coaches are. He's comfortable with them. He knows them as training partners. He knows them. He's comfortable with them. He probably lives close by, and he's in Kansas City. I don't know how many fucking top flight professional MMA gyms we got in Kansas City, so he probably had to fly out somewhere. Yeah, I hope that it wasn't too fucked up for him, because goddamn, dude, that's shitty. But anyways, we'll move on. Brandon Moreno, by whatever method you want, because he can sub him. He can hurt him on the feet, and he could also out cardio Figueiredo, the little fucking gremlin he is, dude. All right. I can't believe... I'm pretty certain that I've seen in other places as well that Glover Teixeira is an underdog. This shit makes no goddamn sense to me. People, like, dude, just because he's 40 fucking whatever he is. Does anybody here think that Jamal Hill hits harder than Alex Pereira? Does anybody think that? Because if you do, you're fucking nuts. Because Alex Pereira would KO flatline fucking light heavyweights in Glory MMA with kickboxing gloves on, okay? And Glover Teixeira trains with him on a regular basis. They're training partners and good friends. So, like, if you think he hasn't taken a fucking left hook from Alex Pereira, then I don't know if you've ever been inside of an MMA gym or watched a training session or anything like that. Nothing that Jamal Hill's got will surprise Glover Teixeira, dude. I mean, Glover's been rocked by fucking goddamn near everybody. In the first round against Anthony Smith was piecing him up. Like, Anthony Smith looked like somebody was controlling him with a fucking PS4 controller. And then against Thiago Santos, he got hurt. Do you think that Jamal Hill even hits harder than fucking Jan Blachowicz with the legendary Polish power? I don't think he does, ever. And in terms of technique-wise, Jan Blachowicz is a way better striker than people give him credit for. Like, way better. He's top flight striker. Like, there's no debate about that. He outstruck Israel Adesanya. He outstruck Magomed Ankalaev. If Glover Teixeira fought Magomed Ankalaev, I reckon Glover Teixeira would finish him. Like, Glover Teixeira was fucking a minute away from retaining his title. Not regaining, retaining, because he was the fucking champion against Yuri Prohaska. Got tired and got choked out, but was winning that fight, and it's so shitty that fucking happened, dude, because that would have been epic if this fucking old man, then I'm gonna keep going, fucking got a title defense against Yuri Prohaska, but he didn't. But Jamal Hill ain't on that level, man. And I mean, Jamal Hill's good, but again, in terms of striking, when it comes to technique and power, Alex Pereira is fucking levels above him. Levels. And Glover's training with that dude on a regular basis. I think Glover probably gets, like, dude, either a late first round submission, like, maybe Jamal cracks him and Glover gets a little rocked and then, takes him down. recovers for a minute and strangles him with like a minute left in the first round or maybe a second round. But dude, Glover's so good. He's underrated. People just forget about him because of his age. I can't believe he's a fucking underdog here. Do you know how easy it is to look like you have absolute one punch KO power against Johnny fucking Walker? If you know how to throw a punch even a little bit, dude. Because Johnny Walker goes flying like you fucking flicked a booger across the room. Glover does not fucking do that. And he's not gonna do that. And Jamal Hill's power, it's, compared to Alex Pereira, again, it's not gonna, I don't see it being an issue. And I don't think that Jamal Hill's in as good of shape to make it like a well-paced out 5-round battle, because the guy sounds like he smokes 2 packs a day. You know, the way he talks, like, he's got like that real raspiness to his voice. And yeah, I know I got it, dude, but I'm not a professional athlete about to fight for a fucking championship, so I just, yeah, dude, Glover Teixeira. I can't believe that he's even the fucking underdog here. That's insane to me. By late first round, late first round, like within the last minute and a half maybe, submission or a second round submission. So yeah, anyways, right. I thought I was going faster. I thought I was on better pace, but this ended up being close to a 40-minute video. There were a lot of fights on this one compared to the last one, which only had 11, unless I just counted wrong, because I don't think it took me this long. But yeah, anyways, like and subscribe, please. Don't steal my fucking eggs from my egg stand, I live in a small town, BC, very rural. People got chickens around here, no problem. We do. We got a little egg stand out front, $5 a dozen. We just leave the jar there. Haven't been stolen from yet. So, please don't be the one to steal my eggs, And you don't even got to pay $5. Just click the button. Who gives a shit? But yeah. Alright. UFC 283 Saturday. We'll be back here Sunday morning. Or maybe even before then if there's a story that comes out. But Sunday morning for a recap. So, alright. See ya.